What's going on, guys? What a crazy way to end the week today. Kind of a weird week this week. We had the day off yesterday, which meant today was likely to be a little bit choppier, slower, and that really wasn't the case today. We had a lot of really good opportunities on Lucy, on SRM. I didn't like WHLR a whole lot, which was the leading gapper today. We're going to dive into everything here and just walk through how I caught this morning, but it was a really, really good day. So the team crushed it. And overall, just a really fruitful day. So I want to start by going over the stocks that we traded today over on Lucy here and go through sort of what I saw here, why I decided to play this today, and so forth. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And this thing was super opportune all morning. This thing was amazing. And it's one of those things where once something starts to work for you, once you start to get that confirmation of your thesis, once it's so predictable, it's so easy to read. It's giving you you're raking in profits. Keep on exposing yourself. Whenever something is working, keep on exposing yourself. I see far too often somebody will take a trade on something and then just be done with it for the rest of the day and say, oh, I made my money on that. Let's move on to the next one. The issue with that is you have equal exposure to everything you trade. So you'll have one trade on the stock that's giving you the opportunity. You'll have one trade on the stock that's chopping you up like crazy. And again, you have that equal, or even some people will take their one trade on the winner and then trade the loser 10 times trying to make it work. And again, that's just massive imbalance in the wrong direction. But this year I traded, look at this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times this morning for 11 profitable trades. This thing was outstanding all morning today. Super easy to catch using our simple 5 and 12 EMA strategy. And overall, just an extremely fruitful day. Now, these setups mostly came from the 3-minute time frame. As always, as you know, my personal setups come from the 3-minute, whereas my risk management typically occurs on the 1 minute. So I find the setup on the 3, I trade it on the 1. That way I have that extra top-down confluence. Of course, we start at the daily, find our range, find our trend, work down to the 15, look for overall trend, look for areas of supply overhead, like we had back here from pre-market. And then, of course, move down to the 3 to actually find the setup, and the 1 to manage our risk on the setup. I know it sounds like a lot of looking at different time frames, but that is how you provide top-down confluence to increase your win rate on, of course, setups like this out there. So really, this thing was fairly simple this morning, looking for a simple pivot over VWAP. As always, this thing was in a pretty clear and clean downtrend here, all the way up into market open. This thing formed a bit of a trough this morning, tried to base and form a bit of a bowl for that curl back up into the bell. You can see we have these lower highs formed here from pre-market, which then broke back above VWAP going into the open. Now, per my strategy, price has to be above the 12 EMA. The 5 EMA has to be above the 12 EMA, and I typically want to see price above above VWAP as well. Now, of course, all three here, price is below VWAP, and not a great look. But after the open, price does pivot over VWAP and base above the 12 EMA. You can see here, based off of VWAP and the 12 EMA. The 12 EMA is your red line here. VWAP is your yellow line here. So we had that extra confluence here off of the 12 EMA for this leg back higher after pivoting back over that previous lower high, which would form back here from pre-market. So a really good opportunity here as this breaks over VWAP. We're watching for price to confirm, and we see these lower highs continue to form here off of VWAP. So just took a lot of really nice pullback opportunities right there, tied off of VWAP for the range back up into the highs, which we actually caught this from 320 all the way to 440. It was absolutely insane, and honestly, could not have been happier with how I traded this. Again, you can see right here, taking these pullbacks off of VWAP. Of course, the 1 minute is going to look a little bit different. But taking these pullbacks off of VWAP, you can see here after confirming the bottom here. Beautiful trades off of these pullbacks multiple times for profit. And finally here, caught the big picture. Now this year, it was nice. Caught some nice profitable trades here. Got the break higher. Was able to get some adds on these pullbacks. Which again, as price moves higher, we can then see this formed a bit of a base off the previous high of day, which you can see formed right here. Again, high of day formed, breaks out, confirms off some pullbacks for some nice dip opportunities. Once again, you can see dip opportunity kept selling into strength. Again, dip opportunity back over this previous high. This was the big one here. Finally got the move here after trimming, adding. Finally got the big move. You can see entry here was tight down here at $3.50, risking $3.40, only about 10 cents a share of risk, and was able to get just about $1 move on this. So you figure risk to reward here was absolutely insane. You can see we had the entry at 350. We get a move all the way up into the highs here. And then same story then just repeats itself. It pulls back off of the previous high of day, confirms off the 1 minute micro pullback, add back on this pullback, and then we get the massive move here from 390 all the way up into the 440s. So again, just riding the trend here. As long as price is strong above the 5 and 12 EMA, you can see here, confirming these higher lows, higher low, and then also using this previous high of the day as that confluence. After candle does try to make a new high and reject, that is my sign for an exit per my system, as you know. If a candle does break to a new high and instantly reject, typically that is my sign for a instant exit. But the big thing for an exit here that really put me off was the fact that we only had range to $5 today on this. So after we knew that we had range to 5, once we double top off the high here, that was my sign for an exit. And now you're going to say, well, how did you know we only had room to 5? Well, if you look at the daily time frame here, we had the 200 moving average sitting right here. Let me zoom in. We had the 200 moving average sitting right here at $5. And so we knew 200 sitting right here, that's going to be the max range that I have on this thing today. And the confirmation that I had on this was this double top off the high right underneath that $5 level. So that was my sign for an exit there. So overall, really good trades on this. We also came back, tried to take some pullbacks out of this area of demand. Ended up cutting it quickly because I said, you know what, this is a bit backside here. Was not a fan. But moving right back to the 3-minute time frame where these setups derived, we look back here and had some really nice pullback opportunities once again later in the morning for a little bit of profits. Nothing crazy, but was able to again capitalize pretty well. So again, we have these higher lows formed here. What do we have once again? Right off of VWAP in the 12 EMA. Story is back here. Literally same exact story. Now, the difference here is, of course, here was backside, but here we have lower high. We're looking for the break of trend to the upside. So we're sort of playing this almost, I'll show you here, bit of a tightening wedge here, which you can see. So taking off the bottom of trend, looking for that break back to retest, and then took it here for the break higher. Ultimately sold a bit soon here, but I got a bit scared because of this previous high here. I didn't love the wick off the high there or there. So I almost thought this was going to fake out off these highs. So just had to trust my gut on that one. But overall, I had a ton of profitable opportunities here today. This thing was gorgeous. Same story with SRM today too. This again had a ton of opportunities. I'll zoom in on the one so you can actually see this a bit better. It was pretty good. I captured a move here today from 11.80 all the way to about 12.80, so about a dollar move a share. And then came through here, had a little break-even trade, and then a small loss. So all this here was meh. But beautiful play here over the high of day breakout. You can see here we had this nice double top form off the high here. You can see as volume is decreasing all through this range, price continues to just stay steady up at the high of day here, which is a great sign. So forming higher low while decreasing volume, once this does break out, that chance of follow through is that much higher. Again, because of how it's set up before the breakout, not the breakout itself. So nailed the breakout here. This was gorgeous. Captured a beautiful move. And again, my second most profitable stock of the day today, just taking the simple double top breakout there over its highs. With that, we also had, I'll show you over here. Of course, we have some swings going on. WHLR, I did not like it all today. I'll actually show you this here. Did not have great action on this one today at all. We also traded INLF for some pretty massive wins as well, which I'll go over as well. But looking back here at WHLR, this thing was honestly a disappointment today. I tried to play it in pre-market here for the breakout. You can see it here. Tried to play the anticipatory breakout here. Honestly, should have waited for the breakout itself. Got stuck in a knife there in pre-market. Started the day red. Not the best way to break the ice, but nonetheless, that was the morning before the bell. Came back, took some wins here, but you can see here, small little wins here off the pullbacks to VWAP off the 12 EMA. But again, just super disappointing. Extremely disappointing. It makes a move up into the highs here over 9 and just knifes about $1 a share. And so at that point, I was like, I'm just done with this. So that was my point of just being done with this one. But INLF, I'm not super happy with WHLR in the slightest, but INLF was beautiful. Again, same story here. Took some really nice opportunities on this. There was 1, 2, 3 big picture opportunities. Had this one here. This one was a little add back. Overall was still nice and green on the play, but that was a little add back there. This was nice though. Again, big move here out of the halt. Resumes in a very strong way. Price pulls back beneath VWAP, gaps back up above VWAP, and then pulls back tight off of VWAP, and I nail a really nice low risk entry here off of VWAP in the 5 EMA, which you can see right here in line. Took the pullback entry and got to move all the way up into the previous highs where we knew we had overhead supply. Because as we found sellers here before, we know we have sellers here going forward. And so we can go ahead and anticipate this whole range is going to be full of sellers overhead. So we can just keep on taking these pullbacks out of this area of formed demand for that move back up into that previous range. And so I played this rinse and repeat off of VWAP, again, using the 5 and 12 EMA strategy. Literally, I love it. 5 and 12 EMA strategy is literally cake. Took it off the pullback, sold up into strength. Took it off the pullback, again, sold up into the highs. Tried to add back for the move higher. Did not get that move higher. It is what it is. And then again, took it off the pullback again after confirming off this previous low. Got to move back up into the previous high again. It tries to break out. Guess what? Does not happen. No follow through. And so again, done with it here with a very small profitable trade in that. This all through here was gorgeous. Really happy with this. Again, the dips off of VWAP are extremely fruitful. And overall, very happy with that one too. But these halters are amazing to play. There's tons of liquidity on this thing. It's really easy to read. And so it just makes for some really fruitful opportunities. But that was pretty much the morning, man. It was a really freaking good day. I was super freaking happy with it. And honestly, I would have had it no other way today. It was a very good, very fruitful, very good, easy Friday. And hopefully y'all had a pretty good day on your end as well. Because I know with this sort of weird week, I was expecting today to be very, very choppy and slow. But I figured it would be like a 4-day weekend for some people. They saw the market close on Thursday. They don't show up on Friday. They come back on Monday. And we still had some good stuff to work with today. Some really good opportunities. So hopefully you learned a thing or two in this video. Really good day today to end the week. Looking forward to a full week next week. Get more aggressive. Hopefully get some better opportunity in this just wild market. Small caps have been absolutely insane. So to watch me trade stocks just like this in real time every single day, make sure to claim your 7-day free trial down in the description below, where you'll get access to my full watch list, education, chat room access, alerts, and so much more. That being said, let me know in the comments below as well how you traded today, and I will see you back on Monday for an amazing trading week ahead.